The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. First, I'll give in all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Power, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Rachak Wadash, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Shalom and double honors unto the elder apostles of Great Millstone and the elders in Akim wa Akwath. Shalom. I want to go into a quick video entitled Esau, There's No Solution to Biblical Prophecy. So in this title here, it says, in this article that was written yesterday, August 19th, 2022. So this was yesterday. Lakes are drying up everywhere. Israel will pump water from the Mediterranean Sea as a solution. So that's what that Med means, Mediterranean Sea. So the lakes are drying up everywhere, and these are the prophecies that are speaking loud and clear now in these last days. So they're drying up everywhere, not just in the river Euphrates, but all around throughout the Middle East. It's for a particular reason. Revelation 16 and 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. So the kings of the east are talking about the kingdoms, the nations over there in the eastern hemisphere. Gog and Magog, Russia, and Persia, which is Iran, and then China, and all of China and East India, and all of these nations are going over there in the east are going to come together to destroy America, Babylon the Great, with those thermonuclear missiles. And then the way of the eastern kings, the eastern countries that took out Babylon the Great, is going to be gathered in all of that dried up land that the Most High is drying up right now. Chiefly beginning with the river Euphrates, and then all the other surrounding areas in the east over there as well, which is going to be for the armies over there to be in those grounds where the Messiah is going to wipe them out at the end, after they destroy Babylon. And so it says Israel will pump water from the Med as a solution. So there's no solution to biblical prophecy. When it's set forth, that's it. So we'll go ahead and read this article, just a few paragraphs. We'll read them real quick and get precepts and close out. It says, Sea of Galilee, Israel, despite its name, the Sea of Galilee in northern Israel is actually a freshwater lake. And it's one that has sustained life for millennia. That's, going to thousands of years. Even today, the lake irrigates vineyards and local farms that grow everything from green vegetables to wheat and tangerines. And that's going into that famine. That's going to kickstart. That's going to, further increase the famine, in the eastern side as well. Because famine is already, sweeping through. They call it food insecurity, but it's the famines that's going to increase more and more. And this is part of it as well. Famines, and also laying out the groundwork to dry the land for these kings of the armies of the east to be destroyed by the Messiah when Yahweh appoints the time for the Messiah to return. Local farms that grow everything from green vegetables to wheat and tangerines. Its archaeology, hot springs, and hiking trails bring tourism and livelihoods for local communities. See, Esau, all he cares about is tourists making money and seeing and sightseeing, not doing everything but keeping the commandments. So these are not the people of the Lord. These are just imposters and posers that invites everyone to come see the ancient land of the Holy Land of the Most High. But this place of religious pilgrimage, where the New Testament says many of Yahushai's miracles were performed, is facing a bleak future. Well, it's not a bleak future, it's biblical prophecy, and it's meant to occur and happen and it's a bleak future for the Edomites that are posing as the Israelites in the land. The climate crisis is causing huge fluctuations in the lake's water levels. So, that's the blasphemy of these Edomite beasts. They want to attribute everything to any and everything but the almighty power, and that's why they must go down as well. Further blasphemy. Now it happens to be fairly full, but just 5 years ago it hit a record low. Climate change, continuing with that blasphemy from Esau, climate change and unsustainable water management are leaving lakes dried up all over the Middle East and beyond. So the Most High is drying up. He began it because that's the four rivers spoken of in Genesis, in the book of Genesis, the four main rivers over there from the Garden of Eden, from the paradise over there in the beginning, flowed from over there in the Euphrates, Tigris, those four, and the other two rivers I can't recall right now, but it's four main rivers that flow from there. That's the main source, and it waters throughout, going from east to west across the Europe. So it's drying up at the main source, the Euphrates and Tigris, and those other two rivers I can't recall right now, Salakia, but it's drying up from the source, and then it's having a trickle down effect throughout all the streams and lakes over there as well. So what is this going to do? This is drying up the land, like the Most High say in Revelation 16 and 12. Dry the land, empty the lakes, pave the way on dry land for the kings of the east to be destroyed in the end by the Messiah through the power of Yahweh. So dried up all over the Middle East and beyond. So this is not even really this isn't being televised or really shown, but it's probably just masked droughts, all throughout the east over there. But the Israeli government is hopeful it has a solution, and that's the further blasphemy of Esau Edom posing as Israelis over there. It plans to pump water from the Mediterranean Sea, take the salt out of it, and send it across the country to top up the lake when needed. So that's the perpetual pride and haughtiness of the Esau Edomites, the blasphemy and the profane. To think that they can actually have a solution. They're going to go get water, some salt water, and purify it to become fresh water to use it for their uses. And they're thinking that they'll be able to just circumvent and get around the prophecies of the Most High and blame it on anything but the Most High. Not blaming, but attribute and credit the Most High with doing this, so that the people will know that it's biblical prophecy. And that's the end of the article. So. And this verse came to my mind. We'll go ahead and get this real quick, because this is blasphemy to think, because Esau, he never calls upon the Lord. He never acknowledges the Lord. So, this is Satan in the flesh, the Esau Edomites. Hebrews 12 and 16 said, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, and profane is that which is offensive to that which is holy, and they're offensive and criminal, commit crimes against the Most High and blasphemes the Most High. So as Esau, there's no one blasphemous and profane like Esau. That's why he is the son of the wicked, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So the mere fact that he think that he can, replenish the water as he need to and convert it from salt water to fresh water for their use and for their irrigation and agriculture and for consumption, it's just pure, it's the epitome and the height of blasphemy, So he think he got a solution, but this is just biblical prophecy about to bring down this Edomite cave beast. But 2nd Ezra chapter 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. See, because America is a modern day Babylon. Asia, that goes into the Asians, the Moabites, the heathen that are in confederate with Babylon the Great, America. Woe be unto thee, Egypt. And this is modern, this is spiritually Egypt as well. This is our captivity again, the Israelites and Syria. So all those eastern nations, they are all in bed, with Babylon the Great, the whore, wandering after the whore of Babylon. Verse 2, gird up, your, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry for your destruction that's at hand. Because what did Revelation 16:12 say? The Euphrates is being dried up to pave the way for the kings of the east, and that's that destruction to them that's about to happen. It's at hand. Chiefly Babylon the Great going to be destroyed first, and then the kings of the east over there in the dried up rivers over there in Euphrates on down. A sword, verse 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Thermonuclear fire. So war, the sword is representation of war in verse 3, and then it's going to be that, that's the World War III, leading up to the fire that's going to be sent, the thermonuclear fire in verse 4. In verse 5, and the plagues is, so it's going to be, it's layer upon layer of judgment coming that's hitting America right now, breaking it down to its knees and all throughout the earth right now. Plagues are sent upon, verse 5, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer, and these arrows are thermonuclear arrows, the missiles. Verse 8, the mighty Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? So, in verse 9, a fire shall go forth from his wrath. The wrath from who? The Most High Yahweh. And that's that fire. That's the Most High's wrath to destroy the land for its wickedness. And who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. So that's going into when those missiles hit. The earth is going to be that great earthquake, never before felt or seen in the history of this earth. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, and before the glory of his power. So I'll go ahead and stop right there. That's enough on that. That's about covers it on that. But just to go that there's no solution. So when the Most High sent forth the vision was for an appointed time, and now it's sent, and no one have a solution. No one can turn it away. No one can stop it. So but the Israeli fake Israelites, the fake Israel, over there claiming our heritage, is claiming and thinking that they hopeful that they have a solution. They hopefully got a solution. So there's no solutions. All Esau can do is just sit back and wait for judgment to come down. In Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. That's talking about that's Yahweh Shah, the Messiah. This is in red. He's talking to the Israelites. You know our tribulation and our works, slavery without compensation over here, and our tribulation underneath the KB's Esau Edom, and our poverty because we are the poorest nation. We're the poorest people. We're actually a quote unquote no people right now. Everyone else is making money off of our backs, but thou art rich. We're not rich financially and economically in Babylon the Great, but we're rich in spirit and for the kingdom of heaven to come. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. So that's the blasphemy of the Israelis, the Jewish over there, but are the synagogue of Satan. So these are the physical manifestation of Satan, the Jewish people. Beginning with them and on down, throughout all the Edomites. That's destroyed us and stolen the greatest identity theft in the history of mankind. So, there's no, just real quick, Isaiah 2 and 4, because it just proves that, they're not the people further. Isaiah 2 and 4, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares. So that means that there will be no more war, and it'll just be straight agriculture and farming and just peace now. And their spears into pruning hooks. Pruning hooks are more, that's more agriculture, farming equipment. No more war. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, meaning no more wars. Neither shall they learn war anymore. They learn war from chiefly Esau Edom, because he's the one that had what he has the advancements. He's the plug on all of the military advancements and weaponry, right? Because they had the atomic bomb that they dropped on the Japanese, and no one else had the atomic bomb to rival Esau Edom, and everyone was quiet. And then they quietly learned war and learned how to make thermonuclear missiles as well to catch up to Babylon the Great, so-called America, Esau Edom over here, the so-called white race. So hope this video is edifying. There's no solution to the plagues, the biblical prophecies and the plagues to bring down our current knowledge of civilization for the kingdom of heaven to come soon. So with that, I hope this video is edifying. Till next video, I say, Shalom.